United States Mr. Donald Trump has signed a major proclamation that could reshape the future of the H-1B visa program, the very program that has brought hundreds of thousands of skilled foreign workers to America's shores. But this time, the rules have changed, and the stakes are higher than ever. Let's understand the proclamation in detail. What is the order? Under the new order, companies will now face a steep price to bring in H-1B workers. Any petition filed for a foreign worker outside the U.S. must be accompanied by a $100,000 payment per visa, unless the worker is deemed to be in the national interest. These rules take effect on September 21, 2025, and will last for at least 1 year. Employers that fail to comply will have their petitions denied, and foreign workers will be barred from entry. Who is it going to be applicable to? The new proclamation will mainly apply to foreign workers who are outside the United States and seeking entry on a new H-1B visa. Their employers will be required to pay a $100,000 fee per petition for them to receive approval and be allowed entry. It will also apply to U.S. employers filing new H-1B petitions for workers abroad, unless the Department of Homeland Security grants a national interest exception. However, it does not directly apply to H-1B workers who are already inside the United States or to those changing status from OPT to H-1B without leaving the country. In short, the rule primarily impacts new H-1B entrants from overseas, while current H-1B holders in domestic change of status cases face less immediate effect. Will the existing H-1Bs also get impacted? Existing H-1B visa holders already living and working in the United States will not be directly impacted by this proclamation, as the new $100,000 payment requirement applies mainly to employers bringing in new H-1B workers from abroad. Their current visas remain valid, and extensions or transfers filed within the U.S. are not restricted under this order. However, indirect effects are possible. For example, if an H-1B worker travels outside the U.S. after September 21, 2025, and needs to re-enter, their employer may be required to pay the new fee. In addition, upcoming changes to prevailing wage rules and prioritization of higher-paid workers could influence salary structures and future renewals. What will be its impact on the smaller companies and startups in U.S.? The new H-1B proclamation is likely to have a significant impact on American smaller companies and startups. The requirement of a $100,000 fee per H-1B petition makes it difficult for these businesses, which often operate on tight budgets, to afford bringing in highly skilled foreign workers. As a result, startups and small firms may face reduced access to global talent, putting them at a competitive disadvantage compared to larger corporations that can absorb these costs. This could slow down innovation, hinder growth, and in some cases push entrepreneurs to consider relocating or expanding operations in countries with more favorable visa policies. While the policy aims to protect American workers, smaller companies and startups may bear the brunt of its economic challenges. What will be the impact on larger companies like Google, Amazon, etc.? For larger companies like Google, Amazon, and other major tech firms, the proclamation will be less financially constraining, but still strategically significant. These companies can afford the $100,000 fee per H-1B worker, allowing them to continue hiring highly skilled foreign talent from abroad. However, the increased costs may lead them to be more selective in hiring, prioritizing top-tier or higher-paid workers while reducing reliance on entry-level H-1B hires. Additionally, the policy could prompt operational adjustments, such as rethinking outsourcing strategies and increase regulatory and public scrutiny regarding the balance between laying off domestic employees and hiring foreign workers. Overall, while large firms can absorb the expense, the proclamation may influence their hiring priorities and workforce composition. How this will impact both small and the large companies. The new $100,000 H-1B fee will have very different impacts on small startups versus large tech companies. For a small startup looking to hire 10 H-1B workers at an average salary of $80,000, the total labor cost without the fee would be $800,000. With the new fee, the cost jumps to $1.8 million, a 125% increase, which may make hiring foreign talent financially impossible. In contrast, a large company like Google or Amazon hiring 1,000 H-1B workers at $120,000 each would see costs rise from $120 million to $220 million, an 83% increase. While substantial, this is manageable for a company with multi-billion-dollar budgets, allowing them to continue hiring but potentially prioritize only top-tier, highly skilled workers. This illustrates how the fee disproportionately burdens smaller firms, while large corporations can absorb the cost but may adjust their hiring strategies. How will this impact the Indian economy, considering that 70% of H-1B are approved for Indians any given year? The new H-1B proclamation is likely to have significant effects on the Indian economy, as around 70% of H-1B visas are granted to Indian nationals each year. Stricter rules and the $100,000 fee could reduce opportunities for Indian IT professionals, engineers, and STEM graduates to work in the U.S., limiting both career prospects and international exposure. Lower H-1B inflows may also slow remittances, which contribute billions to India's economy and support domestic consumption. Indian IT companies that rely on U.S. placements could face higher costs, forcing them to shift focus to domestic projects, other countries, or local U.S. hiring. Additionally, some skilled professionals may choose to stay in India or move to alternative destinations like Canada or Europe, which could affect India's global talent integration and growth in U.S.-linked business opportunities. How will it impact the Indian forex reserves? The new H-1B proclamation could moderately impact India's foreign exchange reserves. With around 70% of H-1B visas going to Indian nationals, stricter rules and the $100,000 fee may reduce the number of Indians able to work in the U.S., leading to lower remittance inflows, which are a significant source of foreign currency for India. Additionally, Indian IT companies that rely on sending employees to the U.S. for projects may see reduced dollar revenues, further affecting forex inflows. Some skilled professionals may also choose alternative destinations like Canada or Europe, diverting potential earnings away from India. While India's reserves are diversified, these factors could create measurable short to medium-term pressure. How will it impact the H-4 visa? The new H-1B proclamation does not directly change H-4 visas, which are issued to the spouses and children of H-1B holders, but it has indirect effects. With fewer H-1B approvals from abroad due to the $100,000 fee and restrictions, the number of eligible H-4 applicants will naturally decline. Families planning to accompany or join an H-1B worker in the U.S. may face delays or be unable to enter if the H-1B petition is not approved. While current H-4 visa holders and those with employment authorization H-4 EAD remain unaffected, new applicants may see reduced opportunities tied to the availability of H-1B visas. Does it have anything for the OPT candidates? The new H-1B proclamation does not directly affect OPT candidates, but it can have indirect consequences. Many international students rely on OPT to gain work experience before transitioning to H-1B status. While change of status petitions filed within the U.S. are not subject to the $100,000 fee, fewer employers may be willing to sponsor foreign workers due to the higher costs and restrictions, reducing H-1B opportunities for OPT graduates. This creates uncertainty for students relying on OPT as a pathway to long-term employment and potential green card sponsorship in the U.S. What is its impact on the O1, L1, H-4, etc.? The new H-1B proclamation directly affects only H-1B visas for workers outside the U.S., but it has indirect effects on other visa categories. H-4 visas, which depend on the H-1B status of the principal worker, will see fewer new applicants as a result of reduced H-1B approvals. OPT candidates may face limited H-1B sponsorship opportunities, creating uncertainty for their transition to long-term employment. Conversely, visas like O1 and L1 may see increased demand as employers seek alternatives for highly skilled workers or intra-company transfers. Other work visas, such as F1, J1, or TN, are largely unaffected directly, but competition for these categories could rise as workers explore alternative pathways to stay in the U.S. Does this mean an end to the American dream? The new H-1B proclamation does not mean the end of the American dream, but it does make the path more challenging for foreign workers. H-1B visas remain available for high-skilled, high-paid positions, and alternatives like O1 and L1 visas, as well as change of status filings within the U.S., still provide opportunities. While competition will increase and companies may prioritize fewer, highly specialized workers, skilled professionals can still achieve success in the U.S. The policy raises the bar, but does not close the door, favoring those who are best prepared, highly skilled, and strategic in their career choices. Other modifications under this proclamation: besides the $100,000 fee, The new H1B proclamation introduces other significant changes, including a shift toward merit-based selection instead of the traditional lottery system. Under this approach, visas may be prioritized for applicants with higher salaries, advanced degrees, or exceptional skills, ensuring that top-tier talent receives preference. The policy also includes adjustments to prevailing wage levels, stricter documentation and compliance requirements, and national interest exceptions for certain cases. Overall, these modifications aim to make the H-1B program more meritocratic, protect American workers, and encourage employers to hire highly skilled, well-compensated foreign professionals. Long-term and short-term impact on the U.S. economy due to such a proclamation. The new H-1B proclamation is expected to have both short-term and long-term effects on the U.S. economy. In the short term, stricter rules and the $100,000 fee may reduce the number of foreign workers entering the U.S., increase hiring costs for companies, and create labor shortages in critical science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and IT roles, particularly affecting startups and small businesses. In the long term, the policy is likely to shift focus toward highly skilled, high-wage talent, potentially raising productivity and wages for U.S. workers. However, limited access to affordable foreign labor could slow innovation, reduce competitiveness for smaller firms, and encourage skilled professionals to seek opportunities in other countries, impacting the U.S.'s position as a global talent hub. Why did Trump administration do this? What was the main aim behind such move? What are the issues with the current H-1B visa systems? The Trump administration believes that H-1B visa has been widely abused, which was originally intended to bring highly skilled workers to the U.S. Officials argue. Many companies have used it to replace American workers with lower-paid foreign labor, suppress wages, and outsource jobs. With foreign STEM workers doubling between 2000 and 2019, while job growth lagged, critics say H-1B use has undermined opportunities for U.S. graduates, especially in tech fields, and even posed national security risks. The proclamation seeks to prioritize higher-paid, truly skilled workers, raise prevailing wages, and ensure the program benefits only the best of the best. Supporters view it as necessary reform to protect American jobs and wages, while critics warn it could stifle innovation, hurt startups, and drive talent abroad. Overall, it marks a major shift in the H-1B landscape, creating both opportunities for U.S. workers and hurdles for foreign professionals and employers. What happens next? Once the proclamation takes effect, the immediate step will be enforcement through regulations from the Department of Labor and the Department of Homeland Security, which will raise wage requirements and change how the H-1B lottery prioritizes applicants. Employers will need to comply right away, but given the sweeping nature of the changes, lawsuits are almost certain. Business groups, universities, and tech companies are likely to challenge the rules in federal court, arguing they are too restrictive and harmful to competitiveness. Courts could delay or block portions of the policy while the cases are litigated. At the same time, Congress may come under pressure to reform the visa system legislatively, especially if innovation or research sectors suffer. In practice, this means the rollout will be uneven. Some provisions may be enforced immediately, others tied up in legal battles, and the ultimate fate of the proclamation could hinge on political shifts or future administrations deciding whether to uphold, amend, or reverse it.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for notifications.